Hi, I'm Jason, and welcome to the Gunner Station, the channel where I talk all things Arsenal, and today we're going to talk about Arsenal's game tonight against Sheffield United in the Premier League at Bramall Lane. Now, as I mentioned in my previous video, I'm glad the international break is over and we can get back to business as usual in the Premier League. I would have preferred if Arsenal had have played over the weekend, but it is what it is, I'm afraid, with the Premier League money and whatnot, so yeah, we're playing on a Monday, even though we're then going to play on the Thursday. But yeah. Now, onto the team news. Firstly, there's the big news, of course, that Lacazette is back in training. Then, of course, you've got Rob Holding, Kieran Tierney and Hector Bellerín, who've been playing in Carabao Cup and Europa League games. They're all going to be looking to start tonight as well. No Mavropanos, and there's no other real injuries, and don't expect Mesut Ozil to play. Other than that, all good to go, and I think this is one of the first times this season where we've had near enough a full-strength squad. As for our opponent Sheffield United, make no mistakes, they are not going to roll over and allow us to beat them easily tonight. As proven this season against the bigger opposition, they were 2-0 down against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, no less, and they came back to draw at 2-2. They did beat Everton 2-0. I know Everton haven't been very good this season, but on paper at least they are a big team, and they should have beaten Liverpool, or at least still got the draw, and then their goalkeeper made a costly error which allowed Liverpool to win. They were more than good enough for at least the draw. So, you know, they're going to raise their game against us tonight. It's against similar opposition where they tend to lose. Like against Southampton, I believe, they lost to Leicester. Okay, Leicester are doing well. But you get the point, they will raise their games against Arsenal tonight and will fancy it. Especially, you know, for the big cameras on a Monday night. Now, it's been a while since Sheffield United were in the Premier League. The last result we played against them at Bramall Lane was all the way back in 2006. And, yeah, it was actually a result that I completely forgot about. It was a 1-0 defeat at the time. But otherwise, we have beaten them in like the League Cup and was it an FA Cup game, or maybe it was League Cup as well. We beat them 3-0 at Bramall Lane and we've beaten them 6-0 at the Emirates Stadium, thanks to a 16-year-old Jack Wilshere scoring his first goal, I believe. So it's a bit of trivia for you there. But you know, as tough as Sheffield United have proven to be so far this season, especially against the bigger opposition, I'm not expecting us to go there and lose or even get a draw. I'm expecting fully a win. Not a big victory, as I said, I don't think we're going to roll them over, but I'll be very disappointed if we don't come out of there with, without the 3 points. My prediction for the game is that we're going to beat them by 1 or 2-0. 1-0, I'll go for that. Aubameyang will score. It'll be a tough game, but you know, these are sort of games that we need to be winning if we want to finish 3rd or 4th in the top 4. And Emery does need to get his away records to become a lot better than it has been since he's joined Arsenal. That will put down the flames of people who are trying to start the fire of the Emery out brigades. So we will predict a 1-0 result, and this is a game we should be winning. I will be disappointed if we come up with a draw. I'll lose, especially if we lose. But, you know, performance is irrelevant. We need to be winning this game. Now, onto my starting 11, which is actually going to be based on what I think Emery will pick, rather than what I would pick if I was manager. So, starting a goal will be Leno because he's our Premier League goalkeeper. At right back, I don't think Emery is actually going to go with Hector Bellerín. I think Bellerín, because of the severity of his injury, will still be eased back, even though he has performed well in the League Cup and the Europa League games. So keeping his place will be Callum Chambers, who I think has performed very well. I believe his future is in the middle with Rob Holding. I'm a huge fan of him, but he has performed very well at right back. We don't need to rush Bellerín back. You know, he definitely deserves to start ahead of Maitland-Niles, so he doesn't even want to play there. He's made that known, and I think he's talked himself out of a position. So Chambers keeps his starting position at right back. And the left back, I think he will, however, go with Kieran Tierney over Kolasinac. Kieran Tierney is just the sort of player that we need. I believe he is ready to come back. His injury with the hernia wasn't as serious as Hector Bellerin's. So this is the time to play Tierney. You know, against Sheffield United, okay, they're going to be tough, but they're, of course, not as good as Arsenal are. I don't think that's an insult to say that. So play Tierney as left back. In the middle, keep David Luiz. I think he's actually performed all right since he's joined the club. I know he's had some criticisms over that penalty he gave away and the Liverpool game as well, where he got done by Salah. But overall, I think he's performed well. Good range of passing, and of course, he did get that goal against Bournemouth. So yeah, I'll keep him in there. However, I would drop Socrates, and replacing Socrates will be Rob Holding, who I think we desperately need back in the team. He's a ball-carrying defender, and I believe he's a much better quality defender than Socrates, who's on the decline and just gets away with too many mistakes, really. Whereas someone like David Luiz or Mustafi, you get hammered for it. Socrates doesn't seem to, because he like pumps his fist and whatever else. But he deserves to get dropped. He hasn't been performing well since the end of last season. Rob Holding deserves to go in there. So that would be my back four. In the midfield, he's going to play Granit Xhaka because of course he is. He's our captain, so Granit Xhaka gets in there by default really. Even though I think since becoming the official captain, the games he's played against Man United and against Bournemouth, he actually performed quite well. You know, he gets a hard time. I certainly criticised him after the Tottenham game, but when he performs well, you got to say that he performs well. You can't just scapegoat him for everything. Next to him will be Guendouzi, because Guendouzi's been playing very well. Torreira obviously went away with Uruguay, so I think Emery will use that as an excuse not to play him from the start. And anyways, he's been playing Torreira much more further forward, when Torreira is much better suited to playing at the base as a defensive midfielder. So I think he'll play Xhaka, and I think he will play Guendouzi. Just ahead of them, it's a toss-up between Ceballos and Joe Willock. I personally would prefer Joe Willock to start, but I have a feeling he will prefer Ceballos, so Ceballos will be in there. There won't be any son of Mesut Ozil, he'll be lucky to get into the bench, but I'll leave that for another video. Then up front, we did mention earlier about Lacazette coming back from injury. However, I don't believe he'll start. I think he'll be kept on the bench, and if we're losing or it's 0-0, he'll be brought on to change the game up. So up front, I believe it will be Aubameyang for the middle, Pepe on the right, because Pepe needs to play into form. He's had a bit of criticism. I've got a few mates who seem to be getting a bit of an agenda against him, so he's a bit of a flop, or the new Jovino. He hasn't done well enough for his price tag. You know, I'm going to give him till the end of the season for the price tag. We need to be patient with him and need to play him through form. We can't afford to take him out of the starting 11 at this present time. And I believe that Saka will keep his place. It was a toss-up between him and Martinelli, but Saka hasn't done enough wrong to be dropped, so I'd keep Saka in there. And then, as I said, if we need to bring Lacazette off the bench, we can bring Lacazette off the bench. That won't be an issue, and in fact, that's good Arsenal, no pun intended, to have. So that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. If you wish to follow me further, you can follow me on my Instagram account, which is in the description below. As I said, my name has been Jason, and I'll see you soon. Take care.